So today we're going to be working on a 2010 Honda Accord. It's a 4-cylinder. We're changing the spark plugs. These are the spark plugs that I'm using. They're from Ruthenium, ordered on Rock Auto, and I'll leave the part number in the description. The first step is we're going to need to remove this cover so that we can get access to the coil and spark plugs. To do that, we're going to remove these 4 bolts. They're 10 millimeter. What I recommend is to have a tray or dish and put all your bolts that you're removing in there so that you don't lose them. Next step, after having removed the 4 bolts, we're just going to remove this plastic cover. And you can see that we now have access to the 4 coils that we will remove next in order to access the spark plugs. Okay, next step we want to do is remove these 10 millimeter bolts off of the coils. Okay, so now we need to remove this harness off of the coil. What you'll do is you can press on the back and then wiggle it off. If you have difficulty doing that, you could actually lift the coil up so you have a little better leverage. Squeeze on the back, wiggle, and pull. When you remove the coil, another thing that's good to check is that you don't see any oil along the coil. If you do, that means you have a leak in your seal on your valve cover, and that would be something you would want to also take care of. Okay, so now what we're going to do is remove the spark plug. You'll need your spark plug socket, and I have a couple of extensions I added to that just so that I can get deep down inside there. And there you go, spark plug number 1. Okay, now we're going to install the first spark plug. Always start by hand and thread it as far as you can by hand so that you don't cross thread it. And then I will snug it. So on the first plug, I'm going to actually check how tight it actually is using a torque wrench. I have this torque wrench set at 11 foot-pounds, and what you'll hear is a click once it hits 11 foot-pounds. There you go, and it's right on the money. So we're going to replace the first coil after having installed the spark plug. And before we do that, we're just going to apply a little dielectric grease. And that's all you need. And we'll just press down firmly. And reinstall the harness. You'll hear the click, and then we'll put the 4 bolts in at the end. Okay, now we're going to install the 10 millimeter bolts on each of the coil packs. I always tighten by hand first. Okay, next we will replace the cover and reinstall the 4 10 millimeter bolts. And there you go. We just replaced 4 spark plugs on the Honda Accord. That's something with today's technology you won't have to do any more frequently than perhaps 80,000 miles. Hope you enjoyed this. If this was helpful, please like it, subscribe. Thank you.